From a battle royale mobile game that used to be so popular, but years later it couldn't compete other new popular BM mobile games. A game that everyone enjoyed and all loved, just for it to shut down. How did we get here? In November 14, 2017, Rules of Survival was born, yet another game made by NetEase itself. NetEase is a company where they basically make games, milking them just for it to be abandoned. NetEase just basically ruins everything at this point. When the game first came out, no one really knows Rules of Survival. Rules of Survival was basically known as a rip-off PUBG mobile game. Okay, the game has hackers now. What could go wrong? Let's just not listen to the community and add more skins. Oh, let's also start focusing on making more animations than improving the game. We're losing our players base and money. The game is dying. What is something that could bring our player base back? Something that is much more bigger and something that could revive our game. Something that... In late January, Rules of Survival 2.0 officially has been announced. It did impacted their play base, but in a bad way. Many players just find the game boring. The game is just not the same as it used to be. A game that was once used to be so fun, but later on we've found how much greedy of NetEase really is. Dead game trying to make a comeback, but later on they've once again failed. How controversial. In the end, there are people who most likely trying to give a game a second chance, such as Exxtotik Gaming.
Original content that kept the game fresh and exciting for returning players, as well as the simple fact that the game just felt a lot more clunky in comparison to some of the newer mobile games coming out. Rules of Survival is sort of dead, and I should know. I used to make videos on the game all the time back in 2017 and 2018, but it's been over 3 years since I last touched this game. However, things have finally changed today because I reinstalled...
As Exxtotik Gaming talks about ROS, the game does feel a bit more different than others. The developers are just not trying anymore.
Into the battlefield, and it looks like I actually literally can't drag any of these things into the battlefield, but you guys get it. If you have a different weapon, for instance, you can click and drag it into your backpack, into your storage, on your character, stuff like that, and basically you can take that into the next battle. You have a shelter where I don't really understand what the heck this is. It literally looks like that ad.
I'm honestly starting to think that the developers just killed their own game. Honestly, things went downhill in between the year 2018. They never fixed bugs or hackers either. The game was poorly optimized and weak code base. The game was just unplayable for us. I'm so glad I get to experience ROS during its prime time. The game was extremely fun at the time and brought so many memories. RIP ROS, you'll be missed. This game was the first mobile shooter that I vividly remember enjoying. I played it for only a month or two, just before the COD Mobile came out, but it still hits me with nostalgia. I do hope the team in charge of this game, not the big guns at NetEase, get to take on bigger projects. They don't need to shut it down, just let it stay for the players who love to play even at the state it is, and especially for the people who spent money on it. No way, your game died. We had so many good memories on it. You can't run this game anymore. Just quit. This game is dead compared to COD and PUBG. People still play this? LMAO. More hates one by one, developers won't listen again and again, players protesting and begging, lacks of updates, worse system, Rules of Survival is done for. You see, Rules of Survival is currently suffering all of these as the same thing that happened to a game called Creative Destruction, despite both of them getting shut down at the same time. Creative Destruction and Rules of Survival used to be so much popular, but later on, they didn't last long. The popular Battle Royale game, Rules of Survival, is shutting down. The news comes from the official Rules of Survival Facebook, which thanked players for their support and love towards the game with the date it ceases its operation. This news is sure to disappoint the many gamers who have enjoyed playing the game, and yet leaving us devastated for good. This is the cycle of many games, to be honest. All games come and go. At least we've made memories onto the game for once in a while.